Yenye calculations were about tax 1 Ghana cedi your president and finance minister dey ato your fuel so MPP 4 kikamu a se Mahama ebo Ghana krono yenhwe se ye no kore se obo Ghana krono a Mahama eba na petrol 1 litre na 16 Ghana cedis. And then time no na uhia 50 liters ansa na wanya full tanker na e wo se utua 800 Ghana cedis. 16 liters na times 50 liters na utua 800 Ghana cedis. And obai no se ne boarding. And a fuel na drop one na about 12 Ghana cedis per liter. Into 1 liter be at 12 Ghana cedis. Still na no be fele the same 50 liters no ansa na o tanker na ba be yema ube tua 600 Ghana cedis. Na chese se an wo driver no what you say, what benefit 200 Ghana cedi for free?
Mobile ben munumuntia IPP sneka for 8 years and a mabro keguho. Muntin ye o. And a Mahama buy no. When who say ECG nkwa de ka $68 million. And na ye de IPP snenso ka close to $2.1 billion. And yes say ka we da ho a IPP sne twetwe wo mo ho. Omo person mema nkane amaya dem. Yesu ye pese ye da kanem. Ene John Mahama buy no dollar no was suru na petrol price no was suru. I think 1 liter was around 16 to 1 liter na that 17 16 cedis no. Ene sisi 1 liter.
Our energy sector carries a debt burden of over $3.1 billion, with an estimated $1.8 billion more required to finance fuel procurements for uninterrupted thermal power generation in the coming months. If left unaddressed, this situation significantly threatens national productivity and industrial growth. While we have devised a strategy to liquidate this debt and staunch the bleeding in the power sector, we must take advantage of recent gains created by appreciation in the value of our currency.
Okay guys, my name is SK and I welcome you once again to S.K.M. Media 7. You know, President John Dramani Mahama and the people of NDC has, launched another E-Levy to the system or into the system. Then when 2014, John Dramani Mahama campaigned that E-Levy, when he comes, all the E-Levy, the taxes that the MPP party has, put on Ghanaians, when he comes, he's going to, take those taxes away. And when he came, he did the same thing. He took all those, taxes away. Now, there is another 1 Ghana cedis levy tax, which is being, put on fuel. And, during the MPP, the difference between this one and during the MPP time is, during that time, the MPP people, we don't know what that money, the betting tax, E-Levy, we don't know what that money is being used for. Now, the NDC, party or President John Dramani Mahama has explained where this 1 Ghana cedi is going. Since he has come, they have not gone to IMF to, borrow any money. Although the previous government has left a huge amount of, debt for Ghanaians. We all knew during the transition, it came out that the, energy sector, the kind of, energy or ECG that we are going to enjoy as Ghanaians, I think is, is it 5 hours or something, And President John Dramani Mahama was able to, manage this thing so that the doomsaw will not be higher like the, previous years. And he has, managed. Now, that 1 Ghana cedis that President John Dramani Mahama is taking on all the fuel, he said, he has explained to Ghanaians that there is a huge amount of, debt, over 3-point-something billion that Ghanaians have to pay. And with that, if we don't pay it, the energy sector is going down, which it will result in doomsday. And he has come in agreement with his party or his elders that let us, deduct 1 cedis on every litre. Yes, still the money will not reach 70 cedis. It was 11 cedis. So with this 1 cedi, it will become 12 cedis. So that, a lot of people came out with their calculation and all that. And when you check this calculation, just because the previous government was, posting these E-Levy things, when John Dramani Mahama also brought this 1 Ghana cedis, a lot of people are talking about this. So, it's a whole lot of conversation. But I think when we take our time and analyze this thing, it's going to help we as Ghanaians. I'm not a politician and I'm not doing politics here, but sometimes when certain things come, we all have to, come together and understand the future of, what is coming or what is happening. Guys, I don't know what you also think about this. A lot of people has come up with their opinion and ideas. Watch the full video and drop your comment under the comment section. Thank you.
Dialogue recognizes growing energy sector liabilities as the greatest existential threat to fiscal consolidation and macroeconomic stability. Our energy sector carries a debt burden of over $3.1 billion US, with an estimated $1.8 billion US more required to finance fuel procurements for uninterrupted thermal power generation in the coming months. If left unaddressed, this situation significantly threatens national productivity and industrial growth. While we have devised a strategy to liquidate this debt and staunch the bleeding in the power sector, we must take advantage of recent gains created by appreciation in the value of our currency to accelerate the solution to our energy sector challenges. In line with the dialogue's recommendation to boldly tackle the crisis in the energy sector, Parliament yesterday approved an amendment to the Energy Sector Levies Act and a certificate of urgency, introducing a 1 Ghana cedi increase in the energy sector recovery levy. This decision, though difficult, is necessary and justifiable. The additional revenue projected is 5.7 billion cedis annually. This revenue will be strictly ring-fenced to pay down legacy energy debt, finance ongoing fuel purchase, and avert the risk of recurring power shortages. Funds from this levy will not be subject to the hazards of the consolidated fund. And the minister is here. I know when money falls into the consolidated fund, it faces certain hazards. It will not be subject to the hazards of the consolidated fund. The fund will be regularly audited and audit reports made public to ensure its transparency.
IPPs neka for 8 years and I'm broke egu. Muntin ye and at your mama buy no. When who say ECG de ka $68 million. And na ye the IPPs ne so ka close to $2.1 billion US. And yes, I ka we da wa. IPPs ne twetwe wo mo ho. Omo person mema yenkane amaya dem. Yesu ye pese ye da kanem. And at your mama buy no dollar no was suru nti na petrol price no was suru. I think 1 liter was around 16 and 1 liter na that's 17, 16 cedis no. And as you see 1 liter na so atiaba almost 11 cedis. Star oil 11 cedis. And finance minister to force na say yen for 1 cedi into 1 liter bia so. Na yen for sa sika no entua sa aka na MPP for burugu ho no. Ni yentimi fanya fuel. Empower your plants. Ni yentimi ma yen kanya ni ngina so. MPP for money on matikwa pie. I didn't think yaka say yente 1 cedi on every liter. Ni fan konkotu ya sa aka na MPP for no aburugu ho no. This doesn't make sense. Abusha mama yen kan okure wo kuro wem. This assembly na ani o. Enu nti montena parliament me pass bill no. Ena nyame ncha de 184 MPs no ehwe me ye pass because yen ntimi nnasu mu. E ka na egu no na mo bro sa aka ne gu ho. Anye John Mahama na de ka ne ba. John Mahama fi opposition ba. Wan fa ka ma. Mo na mo bro sa aka ne gu ho. Eti Ghana fo mo aye ne yentua sa aka ne fi ho. 1 cedi on every
Ebusuya eyezu yenye calculations were about tax 1 Ghana cedi a ye president and finance minister dey ato ye fuel so a MPP 4 kikamu a se Mahama ebo Ghana krono no yenhwe se ye no kore se obo Ghana krono a Mahama eba na petrol 1 litre na 16 Ghana cedis. And then time no na uhia 50 liters ansa na wanya full tanker na e wose utua 800 Ghana cedis. 16 liters na times 50 liters na utua 800 Ghana cedis. And obai no se ne boarding. And a fuel na drop one na about 12 Ghana cedis per liter. Into 1 liter be at 12 Ghana cedis. Still na no be fele the same 50 liters no ansa na o tanker na ba be yema ube tua 600 Ghana cedis. Na chese se an wo driver no what you say, what benefit 200 Ghana cedi for free? And on one sanko dadwe hono say no energy sector ye de ka nti sa de ye introduce tax bi wo sa fuel no so. Said ye be ya ye betimi anya bi de akotuatua ka. What you say na ye dum so ne ne mana timi ye free. And on samba no so okay say an fuel 1 liter bi na me de 1 Ghana cedi be ka ho. Na wo fill 50 liters ah. Nti say no 1 Ghana cedi times 50 e be ba be ma 50 Ghana cedis. The 50 Ghana cedis no fa koka 600 na na wo se wutua no ho. E be ba be 650. What you say? Nti 650 no koti free 800 ni mu ubenya sen 150. Na che say sa 200 we na ananka driver ni de be ko free no. Mahama asa jimu 50 cedi back. And say ya driver ni bia benya benefit of 150 Ghana cedis. We any E-Levy wanya adwuma wanya hwe no. Na de he na na ye kro no. We ono ana de achew. E na wasan jimu 50 Ghana cedi. Enti still na Mahama tip petrol so 150 Ghana cedis.
Sahin Alexander Kwamina Penyomakin says it is E-Levy because the short form of energy is E. So it's E-Levy being brought back. Let's read the proposal that was sent, the motion that was sent to Parliament by the Finance Minister. And there are only two things I'll say about that. Quickly. Let's read that. We don't have too much time. The object of the bill is to amend the Energy Sector Levies Act 2025, Act 1135, to increase the rate of the energy sector shortfalls and debt repayment levy in order to raise additional revenue to support the payment of energy sector shortfalls, reduce energy sector levy debt, and stabilize power supply. The power sector is the biggest economic and fiscal risk presently faced by the country. This could lead to major crisis if not addressed. The challenges in the energy sector are quite enormous, emanating from debt, shortfalls, insufficient gas supply, and inefficiencies. The total energy sector debt as at the end of March 2025 stands at $3.1 billion United States dollars. The debt includes money owed to independent power producers, state-owned enterprises, and fuel suppliers. Due to non-payment of bills owed by ENI and CAPA, the World Bank International Development Association guarantee of 512 million United States dollars and Ghana National Petroleum Corporation guarantee of 120 million United States dollars were completely drawn down. As a result of this, the government is required to find an additional amount of 632 million United States dollars to restore these guarantees. In addition to the above, a minimum of 3.7 billion United States dollars is also needed to clean up the overall energy sector indebtedness. Furthermore, the electricity sector of the country has experienced a significant shift over the years, with the country now heavily reliant on thermal power generation to supplement hydroelectric sources. The cost of liquid fuel to power the thermal power generation plants is not included in the current electricity tariff build-up, resulting in a significant revenue shortfall for the procurement of liquid fuel. According to the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, an inclusion of the cost of liquid fuel in the price build-up will lead to an increase in electricity tariffs by over 50%. Government considers that this increment will have a higher negative impact on industry and household income. Government will therefore require 1.2 billion United States dollars in 2025 to procure liquid fuel for power generation alone. To help raise additional revenue to fund the need in the power sector, government is proposing an increase in the energy sector shortfall and debt repayment levy. The impact will be absorbed by the gains made from the strong performance of the city. With the increments, there will be no increase in the export price of petrol and diesel in the next pricing window beginning today if the levy is increased. The levy will serve as dedicated source of funding to the energy sector, and the proceeds will be earmarked for the procurement of liquid fuel for power generation, given that the current electricity tariff paid by consumers does not include the cost of fuel used for power generation. The decision to increase the levy on petroleum prices is based on the need to find a balance between ensuring stable power supply while promoting the financial stability of the sector. The bill that seeks to amend the schedule to Act 1135 to increase the energy sector shortfall and debt repayment levy to augment the energy sector support account and ensure the availability of fuel for backup generation. Dr. Akufo-Addo is Member of Parliament. He's also Minister responsible for Finance, dated the 2nd of June 2025. As a Facebook post, and I agree with him. You see, the government may have a clear vision and a clear intention of what they want to do. Pretty much like E-Levy. The government of the day was so sure that if we passed E-Levy, we were not going to IMF, we're a proud nation, E-Levy was going to help us to pay road contractors, whatever, to go and pay NHIS debt, we'll pay this, we'll pay this, we'll pay that. We imposed E-Levy, jobs will be created, All the things that were said about E-Levy did not materialize. You know why? There was a pushback from the people regarding E-Levy. You know why? Because the consultation that had to be done with key stakeholders were not done. If you look at the template for E-Levy, for example, right from the House of Parliament agreeing on the threshold, whether 1% or 1.5%, the pull and push, which later came into the public domain. And then we went to Parliament, and then we had a pushback and came and then said, look, let's have 16 town hall meetings in 16 different regions. The government of the day at the time did only 6 town hall meetings, rushed back to Parliament to pass E-Levy. In the final analysis, the presidential candidate of the group that imposed E-Levy against the will of the people came to say, look, if you vote for me, I will cancel E-Levy. It was a major thing. The people of Ghana did not believe. The goodwill at the time had been depleted. We are going to impose another tax on the people of Ghana. Question: how much stakeholder engagement has been done? Or are we following the failed example of how E-Levy was imposed and subsequently repealed? I'm asking you. Have you done your consultations well? Have you done your stakeholder engagement well? Because people have started their calculations already that you are giving them money literally by reducing the price of fuel at the pump. They are happy, they are enjoying it. You are asking drivers to cut down their fares by 15%. Some are doing. I hear the people at a dental lighthouse, they are not doing it. The drivers wait. After 6 p.m., they park their cars, they wait. They don't move. They are not going anywhere. At 10 p.m., when it is almost impossible for you to walk through the dark, they say they are charging 10 cedis, not 6 cedis anymore. In fact, they used to charge 6 cedis. Then when the 15% came, they said, oh, we are charging 5 cedis. Then after some time, they park the car. They won't go anywhere. So all the 1 cedi that they have given to you, they will park the car. Then you have gone to work with 5 cedis. When you are coming back and going home, they will charge you 10 cedis and get extra off the 1 cedi that they gave you. A dental lighthouse. A taxi rank there. And there's a sub-metro there. There's an assembly there. Yeah, they are watching. Everybody's watching. But I digress. I'll come back to this. The people are happy that you are giving them cheaper prices of fuel at the pump. But they are now complaining that, you have given us this, we are happy, we are praising you. Now you want to come and take 1 cedi of every litre. It shows that you have not properly engaged the people. If you had engaged the people, you'd have known that, we can't pay 1 cedi. We don't want to pay 1 cedi. We want to pay 30 pesos. We want to pay 5 pesos. Or we don't want to pay. Communication was the problem of the previous government. I told you at the beginning of this government that if you do not follow the rules, the goodwill that the people of the Republic of Ghana gave you, your defeat will be worse than what the MPP faced. We are on the ground. We go on the ground. Though. I told you yesterday that there's somebody at Teshi called Tete Tiinku. Some say he's a by force musician, whatever it is. If I'm not on the ground, I wouldn't have known him. We know the people on the ground, though, in the corners where you, in your V8 and your air conditions, you cannot go. We know the people there. Look, find me Kennedy Oklu's Facebook. He said something that's very profound, and I associate myself with it. Francis Kennedy Oklu on Facebook. He says, goodwill can be compromised rapidly through various means. One option is to focus on the low-hanging fruit, to take the people for granted. Goodwill can be compromised rapidly through various means. One option is to focus on the low-hanging fruit, to take the people for granted. You may have a case. The economy is bad. You may have a case. The books are bad. The economy was mismanaged. The sector was mismanaged. You may have a case with all of that. How much consultation have you done? That is the basis. That is the question. Because in opposition, look, find me here the Magbanes thing. In opposition, elements within this government, and I'm not picking on Edem, I'm just reminding us what was said then. Edem Magbanes says Ghana loses $3 billion annually to corruption. Government is seeking to raise 1.1 billion through the draconian E-Levy. It is clear the solution to the economic mess is not in imposing new taxes, but in cutting down the profligacy and corruption. Is there profligacy? Is there corruption? If we, for example, chase people, Operation Recover or Loot, come to me, Operation Recover or Loot, and we collect the money, can we use the money to defray these debts that we have? People are starting to do plea bargaining. Are they showing you where the money is? Tell the people, let the people know. That's why I said before that, let the people understand the real situation. Open the books, be fair to the people, be open, be transparent to the people. Let the people know that this was how the meat was chewed to the bone and to the marrow. Tell the people. Once you tell the people, they will come to terms with you. But if you don't tell the people, you don't have stakeholder engagements with the people, power. If you do that, because that's what failed not so long ago, just about 5 months, 6 months ago, that's what failed. You don't want to be seen to be repeating that. What levels of consultations were done? Is this the time to impose new taxes? Because in your own budget, you said, we are not going to impose new taxes. So what is this? This one, what is it? Explain to the people. Have you changed your mind? If you have not changed your mind, let the people know. If you have changed your mind, let the people know. So the consequences thereof, you can hold it and face it. It's as simple as that. Governance is about accountability. It was your party that brought probity and accountability. You coined it. That coinage was from your party. Today is June 4. Probity and accountability. You brought it. Probity and accountability. I didn't bring it. You brought it. So let's have that probity and accountability regarding this. Can you pause, go back to the people, hold town hall meetings with the people? Don't deplete the goodwill that the people gave you at the polls. You will regret, I'm telling you.